I often hear the question asked, if you were to travel in time, what era would you go to? I don't want anything dramatic or amazing. I just want to travel back to a single moment. I'm probably 3 years old. I'm standing on a sandy beach in Mount Maunganui. The wind is gently ruffling my hair. I am completely at peace. I would like to pick up my past self to tell her, I know you aren't worried, but it's going to be okay. I want to be able to speak truthfully, to know that I will be happy in the future. I want to see myself gaze up in confusion and to have this memory fade as they grow older. I want them to know in the back of their mind, however, that life will be okay.
I am someone who has developed severe social anxiety throughout my teenage years. It's gotten so bad I fear being seen. I miss the joy I felt playing with my friends and picking magical berries in my backyard. I miss having tea parties with my sisters dressed up like a beautiful princess. I miss not being afraid to be seen in public. It's easy to forget what life is like through the eyes of a child. I hope to find joy in my life one day.
This reminds me of my only boy best friend, and sometimes my best friend ever. I met him sophomore year in high school. I hated him, and that hate turned into a friendship, and that friendship turned into being best friends. And then I fell for him. And it took him a while to feel the same way, but he did, and we ended up together. And since then we've grown, and are so close to graduating high school. I am so deeply and truly in love with him. He somehow makes all the pain and the scariness of life go away for a while. He makes me want to be the best person I can be. He believes in me, supports my dreams, and keeps me going when I feel like I just can't anymore. God, I love him. I can't think of anyone else better.
I was a freshman in high school, and as I was sitting off of the apron of our stage, the two leads of our show came and sat next to me and asked what was wrong. I told them that nothing was wrong, that everything felt right just where I was. And they just smiled and said that they could see that, whenever they looked at me, that everyone could. That this is what I was born to do. I cried and they asked me to continue their legacy after they graduated.
I'm so lonely. I have no one, and everyone I know has someone to talk to, someone to be with. It sometimes feels like no one knows me anymore, like I've become a stranger to them, because everyone stopped talking to me, stopped asking me how I was and what I was doing. I just want someone to know me again, so I can actually feel like me.
Dear Grandma, I'm not sure what got into me to write this in the comments of a YouTube video of all places, but I just needed to say this. It's been almost 8 years since you died. I don't remember a lot about you, but I remember how you smiled when you heard someone with a beautiful voice. I love you and miss you still every day. I'll see you soon, my angel. With all the love in the world, Gabby.
Does anyone else ever feel like you're trapped in a life meant for someone else?
My biggest insecurity is the fact that I can't connect with people as deeply as everybody else. I just can't make friends the same way everyone else does.
I wish I had friends that I could go out with. I don't know if that makes sense, but I want people to go on adventures with. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have friends. None who really kind of have that vibe. There are just certain people who have this beautifully crafted mind and spirit, who you just always want to be around and go places with, no matter the time of day or state of mind. I wish I had friends like that.
I don't want to grow up. I want to have fun again. I want to wake up early in the morning and watch morning cartoons. I want to have Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I want to run through the sprinklers just one last time with my friends and forget everything. All the hardships, the stress, the anxiety of growing up. I just want that. Just one last time. Or forever.
My girlfriend will probably never see this, and maybe one day I will forget about this post, but I love her so incredibly much, and I would do anything for her. One day I will marry this girl. I love you, Abby.
This may be a little random, but sunsets are undoubtedly gorgeous, aren't they? Where I live, when the clock hits 7 p.m., the sunsets are stunningly beautiful. Recently, they've looked better than usual. A light darkened orange mixed with a purple night sky. The whiteness of the clouds blending so well with the orange and purple contrast. Something about it calms me down. I love taking a stroll during these sunsets as the wind blows lightly.
I remember when my brother, his friend, and I were all about to fall asleep in my brother's room late at night and sleeping by the window when I looked out. Everyone else fell asleep and it got quiet when I looked up to a whole set of summer stars, and it was beautiful. I still remember how I felt in that moment and thought I was the only one who ever felt like that until now. It's weird opening up like this for random people online, but I hope someone reads this.
I want that kind of youth where I can be stupid and I can be free and I can scream while driving a car with my friends on an empty road at night.
I miss being a little kid and sitting in the backseat of the car at night with quiet guitar music playing over the radio and raindrops hitting the windows. I miss hearing the quiet murmurs of my parents talking in the front seat and the occasional sigh from my sleeping baby brother beside me.
It's 1 a.m. Wife's asleep. The last cold bites of dinner are still on the plate. The world is dark outside. The last drops of my drink are drying in the bottom of the glass. I should be up in bed, but instead I'm down here, tired but sleepless.
It's day 62 of quarantine, and I'm sitting in my dark room being overwhelmed with emotions.
I want it all. I want those crazy nights, laughing, loving, drunk. I want to commit small crimes and cry because my heart broke. Visiting museums, making memories together, just to tell him everything I know. I want to trust him with my life. Smiling, crying, giggling, shouting. I want to love and I want to feel it more than ever.
It snowed all week and school was canceled, so we all had a sleepover. That night I stayed up while my two beautiful best friends were peacefully sleeping and I just watched the snow fall. It was one of my favorite memories. Lots of things have changed since then. I just realized I'm growing up.
Just sitting in my dorm, thinking of the good times back at home.
How did it come to this? This being me laying on my couch at an hour no one should be up, just contemplating anything and everything. My thoughts drifting through the inky black sky. Old memories intertwining with the new ones. Names and faces slowly leave my memories. The feeling's still there. Like when we were pretending to be lost survivors on a remote island where there was no one else. It currently feels like that. Lost and alone. I mean, it just feels like I'm drifting all over again. I don't know what to do or to say. These are just random sporadic thoughts. Please remember me. I don't want to be forgotten.
Without you, time is still and the world stops rotating. The lions stop roaring and the leaves stop falling. You were my thrill, my rush. And now I sit on the edge of my bed looking for a reason not to go back to sleep. Too tired. The fire in my soul has been put out. I look for replacements, whether it's drugs, alcohol, or sex. The drugs just take me to another world you're not in. The alcohol just makes things blurrier when all I want to see is you. The sex isn't the same. Your touch, your skin, it's just not yours. I'd beg you just come back to me, but we all know how that would end. I've got scars. Each one reminds me of every year we had together. Your eyes, staring into mine, have faded into just my reflection in a broken mirror. I still love you.
I snuck out a few years ago and met with my best friend. We ran away together and watched the stars for hours. It was freezing, but I was high on adrenaline. We laughed together on the grass and told stories while looking at the stars. They looked so beautiful. She walked me home, and neither of us got caught by her parents. I love that night, and I think about it almost every day. It was so magical. We'd always said we'd sneak out again and go back to that park, but we never did. It's been 2 years since she died, and I never went near that park until recently. I went in the dead of night and sat there looking at the stars, like we did all those years ago. They were still there, but she wasn't. I guess I can only hope she's watching them with me. I can't wait for the day we finally stargaze there again.